Okay, welcome everybody to this webinar tonight or today, depending on where you are. And we're dealing with getting back to the basics. I don't know, how many of you follow me, have seen what I've been doing, all different types of webinars. And a lot of my webinars have been very focused on what's going on in Israel at the moment, what could help us, whether it be trauma, whether it be getting back to routine, just a conversation about what's going to, it's a difficult time, I think, for Jewish people across the globe. And obviously in Israel, we feel that it's a lot closer to us. It's closer to, physically and I think energetically. We're certainly feeling it. And, we know, if you know somebody that's whatever. We know people that are out there on the front line for sure. And so, of course, here together, I have no doubt that here together, we are all sending our brachot to all of our chayalim, to all of the chayalim that are fighting, chayalim that are injured, chayalim that are serving in our army here, and to all of the hostages. And we wish that everybody bracha, everybody should come home safely soon, and we should have, be'ezrat Hashem, true victory in Eretz Israel. Okay, so that's number one of number one. Today, I decided that it's time to go a little bit back to the basics of crystals. A lot of people are interested in so what's the Jewish connection? Where are we going here with all of this? And other questions like, how do we use them? What goes on with them? So I said, let's start at the beginning today, and then, we can go on to all different things. So hopefully there'll be time for questions and answers and lots of other interesting things as well. So I want to tell you, for me personally, when I began to study crystals, the most important thing for me was to understand that it was something that was Jewish, that was acceptable, not even acceptable, it's more than acceptable. I have to say, I don't know if any of you were on the panel. I did a panel last week, and one of my partners, I do panels once every few months, and one of the partners in the panel was a delightful woman who sits in Borough Park. Okay, no, she doesn't sit. She sits in Tom's, New Jersey. Is that right? I'm sure people know that better than me. She grew up in Borough Park. Oh, thank you, Faye. Okay, so that's where she comes from, and she is actually a Rebbetzin, and she comes from a Rebbetzin, a Rabbonische family through the generations. And she told me that her grandfather was a Rav of Tzfat, okay, and he was using plants and different things to help people heal, and he was well known for that. And she and her husband is we're talking about an Orthodox Hasidic rabbi, okay, both work with crystals. And I said, what do you say? What is it? People ask you, come to you and say, is this Jewish? Is this? She said, Hashem gave it to us. It's something given to us by a Kodesh Baruch Hu, that it's there for us to use. Okay, and they have beautiful power, beautiful kochot, which we're going to go into a little bit later, and they're there for us. Okay, I am planning to do a whole interview with her because she's totally fascinating, and she works lots with the crystals, and her husband works with them, etc., etc. But I want to tell you my beginning before I even started working with crystals, and we're going back over 30 years. Okay, when I first came to live in Israel, we lived in Ra'anana, and I took my daughter. I had a little girl at the time who obviously is a big girl now, thank God, a mummy. And I took her to kindergarten. And in the kindergarten, there were a few English-speaking mums there, and I was very grateful because I just made Aliyah. My Hebrew wasn't fantastic. And we had a conversation, and the normal conversation is, what do you do? What do you do, etc. And I asked this woman, so what do you do? And she said to me, she's got a shop and she sells crystals and different things. And it's like, I remember the first thought that went into my mind is not for me. I'm a religious woman, and this is not for me. Okay, so I stand corrected. Baruch Hashem, I'm still a religious woman, and crystals are totally for me. So when I started to study it, my first question when I began studying was okay, so we've got to have the foundation blocks and know that this is Jewish. and know that this is, or as I call it, kosher. So ladies, crystals are kosher. Baruch Hashem. I mean, I'm not recommending that you eat them, maybe drink their water, but definitely we're not going to be eating them, okay? So let's begin. I'm going to share my screen and we shall begin. Okay, first of all, see what it does? It goes right to the end. Do you know how many times I tried to fix that? Let's try this again. Sorry, something always has to challenge on these things, right? Okay, now, first of all, when I began my crystal path, and I had trained, I had studied already, and I've been working in the crystals, and this woman says to me from where I lived, I used to live on a yeshuv, on a settlement in the Shomron, and the name of the settlement was Tzufim, a very lovely settlement, and there were religious families and secular families, and I, you know, was very happy with that arrangement because we're all part of Am Yisrael, and Hashem loves us equally, religious, it doesn't really make any difference, okay? So I like that very much. And one of the women there said to me, Gila, I want to do a hafrashat challah, and I want to do something special with it.
Gila, sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry. My Hebrew is not that good. Even my daughter, Renana, have you got it in English?
I'm going to translate it, don't worry.
Okay, fine. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. And if I use too many Hebrew words, feel free to interrupt me, okay? It's sort of, you see, I'm here for over 30 years, so it just like is second nature. But anyway, so we're going to do this evening of this Hafrashat Challah. She invited the Rebbetzin, okay, to do the Hafrashat Challah. And she said, Gila, maybe you'll do something with the stones and you can connect it and whatever. I said, wonderful. And this is what this Rebbetzin said. She said, there are many ways to understand God, to appreciate what Hashem has done, okay? But when we look at the world and nature, it strengthens our belief because there are so many different things within nature that God has given us. And when we see the way this all works, our belief is strengthened. And the crystals fit in so beautifully. Thank God. So let's see if we're going to go the right way. Okay. So the first time, okay, that we encounter the crystals is in the Torah, in Sefer Shemot, okay, in Parshat Tetzaveh, when they're discussing how to make, the discussion is how to make the clothing worn by the high priest in the Beit HaMikdash. And the high priest was the highest serving person, and he was very holy, or he was supposed to be very holy, and he's very close to Hashem, and he had specific garments. There were lots of priests, lots of Kohanim, but the high priest had specific garments. And one particular garment was called the Hoshen Mishpat. And that is what we see here. This is in Machon HaMikdash in Jerusalem. And if anybody hasn't been there, this place is fantastic. I love going there. I've always loved crystals or not. I've always loved going there, taking my children, taking my grandchildren, taking my husband. I went there last year, okay, because they replicate all of the vessels of the Beit HaMikdash to the specifications according to the Torah. So they have done this Hoshen here, okay, with all of the different stones embedded in the Hoshen. The high priest wore the Hoshen Mishpat, which had 12 stones in it, 12 stones. Each stone represented one of the 12 tribes. And as you can see in this picture, each of those 12 stones look different. Each one is different one from the other. To me, this is an expression of the Jewish nation. We are different one from the other, but we are all there together on the Hoshen, on the heart, the most important organ of the high priest, of any person, the most important organ of our body. What was there? this Choshen Mishpat, which had the 12 tribes, which represented each of the 12 tribes. Yes, they're each in their specific area, as you can see, but they're all there. And the whole nation is there together. And I guess during this particular time, all the time, I always talk about it because I believe in unity, in achdut of the Jewish people so much. And I think that when we are united as a nation, that's what gives us strength. And I think that that's another message of the Choshen that was worn by the Kohen Gadol, the high priest in the Beit HaMikdash, in his very holy work. And here in these psukim, in these sentences that are in the Torah, it tells us which stones represent which tribe and how each of them are to be placed at what distance on the Choshen worn by the high priest. Okay, so that's our first encounter. Now I want to take you here. This is my little Choshen that I did, one of them. Okay, it's not a Choshen, these are Avnei HaHoshen. Okay, and it tells us which tribes are, etc. And it's like, when I did this, I share this because it's like part of my excitement. Today, we could actually try and recreate, and we have the Avnei HaHoshen, the 12 stones that were on the breastplate worn by the high priest. It's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable thing for me to think that I could have it, you know, and I make these. And when I put it up in my house, I have to be honest, they're all authentic. All of these are real crystals. This one here, which is the tribe of Zvulun, is represented by a diamond. So at the beginning of my path, I wasn't using real diamonds. But as I continued working, I said, no, I need to be more authentic. So today, when I make a Choshen, it has a real diamond in there. And when I put it up in my house, and we moved, I said we used to live in Sufim, now we live somewhere else, a yeshuv called Neria, which is also in the Shomron. And I put this up in my house, and I have to tell you, I felt that there was really a shift in the energy there. It just made a very big difference. So I love having it there, and I love looking at it. And I love the sense that, wow, this is something that we could touch. We could touch the stones that were talked about in the Torah that Hashem gave to Moshe on Har Sinai. It's like amazing to me. Now I want, Rabbeinu Bechaye is one of the commentators. He's a Spanish commentator on the Torah, on many things, and he particularly loved to talk about the crystals. He had a lot to say. Avanim, stones, crystals, gems, these are all interchangeable words, so I don't want to confuse you, but if I use one or the other, I'm talking about the same thing, okay? Now, he says, אין לך אבן ואבן מן האבנים היקרות שלא תמשוך כוח מן העליונים. There is no stone from among the precious stones that will not bring down energy from above. In other words, each of these stones, the precious stones, bring down energy from above. That is a strong statement. Okay, so we know that they're not just these inanimate objects that just exist. They have energy. They have something to them. So when I tell you different things about them, it's like, yeah, it's real. It's real. And not because I say so, because Rabbeinu Bechaye and many others say it as well. He goes on and he talks a lot about the crystals, Rabbeinu Bechaye. And here we have also in the Gemara. In the Gemara, in the Talmud, it talks about, it says, Yotzin be'even tkuma b'Shabbat, shema tapel et avlad. It talks about the fact, this is in Masechet Shabbat, where it's talking about the distance where you can carry on Shabbat. And it says that a woman is able to carry an even tkuma on Shabbat, because if she doesn't carry it, she might, chas v'shalom, have a miscarriage. Okay, what does that mean? It means that they understood that the stones had energy and they were using this for medicinal purposes. And it even goes on in other places. We have other great rabbis. The It's escaped me. It's going to come back to me. Okay. One of the great rabbis, okay, talked about the fact that he would keep the event kuma in his jacket all the time. He would have an event kuma there, and it didn't explain why. One of the things, of course, of the event kuma is that it protects pregnancy. So therefore, in my different sets of crystals, I have stones to protect women from miscarriage, God forbid. And it's a good stone for fertility, and it's a very good stone to help regulate the cycle. It's got a lot of very good qualities. But another thing that it does as well is it also helps us focus. But I believe that he probably had that stone on him because he was approached by people, and people would come up to him and say, my wife is expecting, and whatever it was, because they were very strong in those days. It also says, we'll go more into this in the course, but it also talks about the fact that if a woman is expecting or thinks she might be expecting, she should also carry the event kuma.
Okay, excuse me.
Okay.
Can you tell us the name of that stone in English?
I'm about to tell you, don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So this stone, exactly, Gloria, these are the words that are about to come out of my mouth. Okay. So this stone is called the carnelian. Okay. It is a carnelian stone. It is readily available today. And we use it together with other crystals, okay, to help maintain pregnancy, among other things. Regulate cycle, fall pregnant, whatever else it is. It's a wonderful and incredible stone, okay, for many, many purposes. Now we're going to go to the Ibn Ezra. The Ibn Ezra tells us that power can be found in the history of each and every stone. There is a stone that attracts iron and a stone that enriches the blood. So we have stones. Can I see here? No. Cheating. It's really one of the stone we have. There's a stone called a bloodstone. The bloodstone is a stone which helps us to increase our iron level. And you're going to say, so Gila, what do you do with this bloodstone? You said before we're not eating stones. So what you could do with a stone is you could actually place it in water, not all stones, but the bloodstone you could do this with. You place it in a glass of water, and then the frequencies of the crystal transfer to this water, and then you drink the water. And the water is enriched with iron. It's amazing. There's another stone that is also very good to help increase our iron levels and to improve our blood circulation, and that is called the hematite. The hematite you cannot put into water, but you could hold it, or you could, some people get cold feet, physically, literally cold feet. So if you take 2 little hematite stones and stick them to the inside of the ankles, right, with medical tape, then that could also help improve the blood circulation. Okay, now I'm just mentioning it here just because the Ibn Ezra talks about the energy of the stones, their understanding, and they know that the crystals are something way beyond attractive, pretty objects. There's something that a Kodesh Baruch Hu has given us and that we could use their energy, okay? So I think that is step number 1, to understand that. Now, this is something else that I very much like to do. Okay, and I want you each to choose, you see it jumps. Okay, I want you each to choose a crystal from here. Okay, and I should have put numbers on them, sorry. And give me your name and tell me which crystal you've chosen. Okay, just you can call it out. Okay. Choose a crystal that you like, okay? Something that you like. That's the instruction. Something you like.
The green.
Maybe the green one.
The lavender.
No, I need names, lady. Okay, Georgina.
The green one.
Up the top.
Ken.
Okay, who else? Do you say
Green
that
one,
also?
Gloria.
Gloria.
Yeah, but I'm drifting now to the blue one on the bottom right corner.
Okay, okay, you'll hear about it anyway. Keep on going, ladies. Tell me.
Okay. I want the Jeanette with the green.
Jeanette, the green as well. Very popular here tonight. Okay.
Faye,
Judy,
Faye, the lavender.
Faye, this
I-
one here, Faye. One second. Faye, this one?
The one to the right of the green.
This one?
Yeah.
One sec.
I would like to choose the one in the middle.
This one here?
Purplish. Yes.
This one here.
This is
Mhm.
Judy brought.
Thanks, Judy. Great. Yes.
Judy with an eye, with the green one at
Yes.
the top.
Which one, Judy?
The green at the top.
Okay. I'm telling you. Wow.
I also choose the green, Lily.
Okay.
And I'll pick the light blue one on the right.
Okay. Okay, ladies. What else? Who else?
The
I like
far
the-
left, the bottom left, with the peach
The
color.
pink one? This one
Oh,
here?
Yeah,
I like the one next to it as well, the silver one. Glass.
Ah, you like lots of them, eh, Georgina?
Yeah, but I want to hold them.
I
Okay,
actually like all of them.
okay, that's okay. Keep
No, I
on
don't
going.
like. I don't like I don't like the purple. The tiger. The looks like a tooth. I don't like. I don't like that one.
Okay.
It's nice.
Who else would like to? Jeanette?
No, I chose the green one, but I do like, I think I like the tiger also. It's an
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't like it.
Okay, fine.
I also like the brown one, the second down from the left. That one.
Okay. Okay, anybody else want to choose a stone?
I like the purple ones, but I'm confused by them because I like both of them.
Which
don't know.
ones, Yoni? I didn't hear which ones, Yoni.
The lilac,
These ones?
those and the other ones, but
Okay,
maybe
fine.
those in the middle. But
Okay.
they're so similar.
They are. They are, absolutely. Absolutely. Chava?
I like the one, the second from the right on top.
This guy?
On my right. Oh, the lilacs, the one I don't know, next to the green on the right side of the green.
The right side of the green is this one here.
I can't, yeah, that one.
Okay.
Gila,
Yeah.
I'll take the top left. Dobra.
Uh-huh.
Are we supposed to only pick out one?
Yeah, we're gonna try and do one.
Okay.
Anything else? Anybody else?
Green aventurine. I mean, I shouldn't say the green.
Okay, that's fine. Hang on. Okay, let's see. We've got some others here. People have written in, so I need to. Okay, okay, okay. You're all going to get your answers. Okay. Okay, terrific. So I've seen everything. We have it. Okay, so first of all, I would just, Chava, could I ask you a question?
Sure.
How do you sleep at night? How's your sleep?
Poorly right now, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's why I asked you because I figured as much. Because I've never met, I'm not sure. Have we met before, Chava?
I mean, and other Zooms and yeah, but briefly, yeah.
Okay, so Chava and I don't really know each other, but I understand that she doesn't sleep so well only because of the stone that she chose. Okay. So which is amazing that through the screen we are getting to understand about people. Okay. Now a lot of you chose the green stone. The green stone is called green aventurine. Okay. And one of the pretty things about the green aventurine is if you hold it up to the light, you get to see the sparkles in the stone. So all of you ladies, I think there may be something in your heart that you want to move on from, something a little bit challenging that you want to move on from. And you are people who have the ability to turn the page and to move onwards. Okay? And the interesting thing about this particular stone is it's a stone that actually works well for everybody. Now, just give me a thumbs up or otherwise if that resonates with you, ladies. It's just, I wanted to do that. Okay, now I'm going to see you. Yes, Georgina did. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else with
I
that?
thought I'd moved on from it. I thought I'd moved on, but obviously not. There's other stuff going on.
No, I'm saying, but you're also a person who does know how to move on, who does know how to turn the page, okay? So it's not always so simple, but you are prepared to do that. So well done. That's great. I often, yeah, okay. Now, the ladies who chose the purple, the amethyst, there were a lot of amethysts there because I'm an amethyst lover, so I can't even help myself. So it gets extra coverage here. And one of the things of the amethyst is usually people who choose the amethyst are spiritual people. It's a spiritual stone. People who also want to maybe strengthen their intuition and who want a little bit more calm in their life. How does that resonate with you, amethyst ladies? The ones who chose the purple. Okay.
Very well.
Okay, great, thank you. Thank you.
Being a therapist, is that one of the reasons why one would choose an amethyst, because one needs that extra intuition?
It could be you want more intuition. You have intuition, Sarah. You have it, but you want more of it.
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Now the blue lace, the light blue stone, okay, is people who know how to express themselves, but they'd like to be able to express themselves even better. Okay, there's something they want to be able to say things even better than they're saying them now. Okay, and it also indicates to me that people who take the blue lace agate are people who also take a lot of things upon themselves. Okay, they make sure that they don't sink with what they're taking. They make sure that they can always keep their head above water, but they do lots and lots of different things. Then we have the rose quartz, okay, the pink stone that Yudis chose. And the pink stone, the rose quartz, is a stone of self-love, of self-confidence. So sometimes we want that little bit of more self-confidence. Sometimes we want to feel a little bit better about ourselves. And sometimes we may even want to be able to be a little bit more assertive. Okay, how does that resonate with you, Yudis? Okay, great. And the citrine, which was like the honey, which is the honey-colored stone, the brownish honey-colored stone, is a stone of success. It's actually called the leshem, okay? And that stone is from the tribe of Dan, okay? The tribe of Dan was the leshem. And the citrine also talks about us wanting to have more intuition, and it's a stone of success. It's important. I want to succeed. And that's what we're talking about with that stone, wanting to succeed, giving us different perspectives and different things like that. Okay. And I always say the tribe of Dan, we have Shimshon, Samson, from Samson and Delilah. He was a shofet, he was a judge. And when he was a judge, he came from the tribe of Dan. And this citrine is the stone of the tribe of Dan, and it helps us to see different perspectives. And people who are in judgment definitely need to be looking at different perspectives. Okay, so that's that stone. And we have the tiger eye, which a few people chose. The tiger eye has got different things. I told you about this hafrashat challah that this woman made in her house, and I took with me a whole bunch of beautiful crystals. And I said, you know, I let people take a crystal like you did it on the screen, but people took crystals, physical crystals, because it was a physical meetup. And then she chose a few crystals, and one of the main crystals she chose, this woman chose a tiger eye. And I said, the tiger eye is really a very good stone. It helps us to concentrate better. Okay, that's like one of the main things. And she said to me, no, Gila, I have no problems concentrating. I said, look, it really, maybe you don't realize, I don't know. And she said, no, Gila. And here I am, I don't know, it's like one of the first events that I'm doing, and I'm like, I don't know where to put myself because I don't know what the story is. And then I said, but you know, this stone is also good for kidneys, and it's good for the gallbladder. And it's also good for the bladder and different things. She said, I'm having gallbladder surgery tomorrow. So I had redeemed myself. I felt much better. And it's like, it wasn't a matter of redeeming myself. It's like, I make mistakes, but the stones don't make mistakes. So what was going on there? So Baruch Hashem, we got through that. Okay. The amethyst stone, also, I want to tell you, in case I don't get to it later, I wanted to tell you that the amethyst is from the tribe of Gad. Okay. And the tribe of Gad were also warriors, as in soldiers. Okay. And it's very interesting that in the Greek mythology, they would give their soldiers the amethyst as a stone to protect them. Okay. Now, our warriors, of course, this helps them. The amethyst is also good to help us concentrate. It's a good stone for focus and concentration and etc. So among other things, but I just wanted you to know that the amethyst is the achlama of the 12 Avnei HaHoshen. Okay, now we're going to continue. Okay, here we have the ruby. I'm not going to go through all of the 12 Avnei HaHoshen, the 12 stones on the breastplate, but I'm going to talk about a few of them, because the ruby, I talked about the carnelian, which is not one of the 12 Avnei HaHoshen, even though Rabbeinu Bachye says that there are 12 main stones, and which are the Avnei HaHoshen, and all of the other stones are derivatives of these 12 Avnei HaHoshen. So all of the stones actually have power, like the Avnei HaHoshen. Okay? And the ruby, or the Odem, okay, which is the tribe of Reuven. So this is quite a feminine stone. It's quite a women's stone, because it also it's very good all the way through. To regulate a woman's cycle, it's very helpful. Okay, to help fall pregnant, it's very good. For a woman to maintain her pregnancy, to look after her pregnancy, it's very good. When she is in labor, it is very good. When she is nursing, it's very good. I had one young woman. Actually, the issue with this woman is that she wasn't actually so young. So I had one woman, and she came to me, she was over 40, And she said, she got a whole story about how her mother came to her her mother who had passed away, came to her in a dream and said, there is a child that wants to be born, and you are preventing this child from being born. So she stopped using the contraception. She fell pregnant. There's about 10-year gap between that child and her youngest. And she had about 5 or 6 other kids, Kanenara. Anyway, this little child was born. And during the pregnancy, because she was that much older, she asked me for crystals. So I gave her crystals. I gave her the set of crystals. And then she gets to 40 weeks and she even starts labor, but it's not progressing. And then she was a Sephardi woman. And, the Sephardi families are very close, and they have what's called a chamula. Chamula is like a clan or an extended family. So all the women of this chamula are together while she's starting to labor. And then one of them says to her, "What are you holding?" And she shows her, she's holding the stones that Gila gave her. And she said, "What are those stones for?" She said, "The stones are to help maintain the pregnancy, so I shouldn't have a miscarriage." She said, "At 40 weeks, you're ready to let go." She took the stones away from this woman. And there we went. The labor just moved beautifully forward. Okay, it was like quite amazing. And this woman told me about it, and I knew the sister-in-law, and she told me the story as well. She didn't give me all the details that I gave you, but she told me the story as well. So it was like amazing to feel that. And the other thing, when I talk about the ruby and that the ruby is helpful for nursing mothers, I've told this before. My daughter, the one that I mentioned earlier on, who went to kindergarten, I said she became a mummy, Baruch Hashem. And then one of her children was very premature. She was born at 29 weeks. And she, Baruch Hashem, she's fine. Thank God, everything's fine. But she was determined to nurse this baby. And when the babies are born so early, they're tiny and they can't really suck. They maybe can take the bottle, but they can't nurse, etc. But she was determined. So she was pumping, and then she was bottle feeding the baby. So if you know anything about it, it's very hard to nurse like that and to maintain the milk supply. So I said, "Sweetheart, let's try some stones." And she said to me, it was unbelievable, because when you don't know how much milk you're producing usually, but when you're expressing, then there's a bottle, and the bottle has all those little, lines on it, and it tells you how much milk is coming out. So she really could tell how much milk, that there was a big difference between using the stones and not using the stones, or using the ruby and not using the ruby. So, and I actually had a woman, this is an amazing story as well, I just have to tell you. Sorry. One woman that I had, she was late 40s, okay, when she came to me. And I knew her, but I never discussed fertility issue with her. It's not something that I discuss with people unless they discuss it with me. And she had such a sad look in her eyes. Wow. And I said to her, "Is everything okay?" She said, "I so want to fall pregnant." I said, "Look, there are some crystals that I have. You're welcome to try. At that age, they've tried everything possible. And what have you got to lose? Really, and that's what I say in general with the crystals. Like, what have you got to lose? It's not something that is invasive. It's not something that's outrageously expensive. In fact, it's not expensive, especially if you compare it to any treatments. And it's, these are, I call them trufot shel hakadosh baruch hu, God's medications. Okay? And so I said, give them a go. Anyway, Baruch Hashem, this woman fell pregnant. Now, maybe she was using it together with other treatment, but the treatment worked. It worked, and this time she fell pregnant. Okay, so that was amazing. Okay, Dobra asked for a clarification. Yes, the ruby is good for all of this, but the other stones in the set to maintain pregnancy are not good. Okay, so she had to put down both of the stones. And then she didn't know, she didn't have me there, but she could have kept on holding the ruby, but not the other stones that she had, okay? All right, so now we will continue. Any questions, ladies?
Was she holding the carnelian and the ruby, or was she holding more than just the two stones?
You were speaking before about someone who her labor was delayed. And it was because she was holding on to the stone beyond what she.
Mm-hmm. Because one of the stones is to protect and to
just clarify.
There are two stones in the set. One is the carnelian,
Now she just needed to.
and one is the ruby. Okay, now the ruby protects a pregnancy in one way, keeping the blood flow going and all different things. And the carnelian stops somebody from going into labor. Together, they're very good. However, okay, when you get to 40 weeks, or when somebody gets to 40 weeks, they need to put down those stones. They can put down the carnelian and take the ruby and hold it with them during the labor. That's fine. But the carnelian is not useful during labor, okay? Faye, you good?
Yes, I understand now. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, now I mentioned briefly before that one of the things that you could do with crystals, and I talked about the bloodstone, and here is a picture of the bloodstone, is that you could put crystals into a glass of water. These stones together constitute nature's antibiotics. You place them in a glass of water and you drink the water, because these are stones that increase our iron, and they also help strengthen our immune system. Okay, and here we have one family sent me this picture of all the stones that the kids have in their glasses of water. Okay, it's really a cool picture. When we do this, I just remind people that they cover the water at night, because we make sure to leave our water covered at night. This water, we drink it once a day. Okay, we leave the water for 24 hours, we drink it, and then we refill it. Note, it is in a glass, no plastic cups, a glass, and the water that we use is mineral water or spring water in American language. Okay, here is another really important set of crystals, okay, that I want to tell you about. We have the quartz crystal and the hematite. I mentioned the hematite before as a stone that gives us energy, okay, and helps our blood flow. When our blood's flowing well, we're going to have more energy. And the quartz crystal, which interestingly nobody chose, and I happen to be crazy about that stone. It's sitting right here on my desk, okay. And this quartz crystal also gives us energy. And believe me, I have used this quartz crystal in particular often when I'm falling asleep, listening to lectures. I pull out my set of stones, I hold them in my hand, and they make a tremendous difference to me. Okay, and it's just like, what could I say? It's, they're amazing. And I've given it to people when sometimes, like, I give lectures, and I was giving to a group of older people, and people nod off. I don't take offense at it. That can happen to any of us. It can happen to me too, as I said. And I went around to some of the people that were nodding off, and I actually gave them in their hand. I said, "Would you like a stone to help you?" And I gave somebody a quartz crystal. Another lady who was like, well, she was just like out of control, really. She was up talking, blah, blah, blah. I said, "Would you like this to hold?" I gave her the amethyst. It was a wonderful lecture. Everybody was really very happy. Okay, it worked really well. This I'm calling Laila Tov. Okay, now these are 4 beautiful stones that, if you recognize this stone, okay, Chava, you chose a stone like this. These are stones that help us to sleep better at night. And I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. You hold on to these stones. The best is really to hold them if you can, and they help people fall asleep. And I'll tell you another secret. This is the same. I'm giving you all my secrets in one little webinar. Eh? Okay, this is the same set of crystals that I used for bedwetting. Could you imagine all these children going through using medication and bed and pan and bed, whatever, all different things, bell and pan, I think it's called. All these different things could be using a simple set of crystals. Will it work for every child at bedwets? No. Will anything work for every child? But people try lots and lots and lots of different things. For goodness sake, try this. It's like amazing. It's so worthwhile. It is incredibly helpful for sleep and for bedwetting. They're completely different, but it helps people to fall into a healthy sleep. And when you're in a healthy state of sleep and not too deeply asleep, you're more likely to sleep through, but you're also able to wake up and go to the toilet if you need. Okay, so this is a wonderful set of crystals.
Is it best to have it as a combination, or can
Absolutely. No. As a combination.
Agila, is
Yeah.
the chevron amethyst the same as the amethyst?
The chevron amethyst, I'm going to go back and show you. The chevron amethyst is an amethyst that has all of these lines in them, has the white in them. Okay, it can have white, it can have gray, some different colors, but it's got a very distinct pattern. And that is specifically and helpful for sleeping. However, you don't have a chevron amethyst, a regular amethyst is also good. Okay? A regular amethyst is also a calming stone, but this is just the best of the best. Okay? We mentioned the citrine, the leshem, as a stone of success, which attracts wealth as well. And if you go to different shops, you will often see next to the cash register a block of citrine there. Okay, and of course, I'm going to have a nice citrine on my desk, and I've got them all over my room in different places, in the clinic here. But we talked about it, so we have a good idea about it. It also, I want to tell you, talks to me about bladder issues. So it's also got that component to it as well. And we come to the amethyst, the amethyst. It couldn't be that I wasn't going to show you more amethysts, ladies, okay? So these are all gorgeous. Amethyst, which gives us that calm as well and helps us to focus and helps our intuition get that much deeper. All right. We spoke about it, so I don't need to go into it anymore. And here, the last stone that I want to mention to you is the yashpeh, or the jasper. Okay, the jasper stones are a whole family of crystals. There's a long family, a big family of crystals. And the jasper, the red jasper, this is a red jasper, but there's a rainbow jasper that's got striping in it as well. And these are stones that strengthen our immune system. They give us, this red jasper gives us this ability to survive. Okay, and it also talks about self-confidence. It gives us a boost to our self-confidence as well. And when I say stops bleeding, it's also somebody's cycle. If they're bleeding a lot during their cycle, the ruby and the red jasper can be very good. But also if somebody cuts their finger, take a red jasper and see if it's going to help to stop the blood from flowing. Okay. That's it. Okay, before I start to tell you about this, just take a look and you can see, but I want to stop. This is a harder part for me. I could talk just about stones all night and tell you different things, but to encourage you to sign up, you've heard, you see, you know, the course gives you details about all the different crystals and goes more in depth about the Jewish aspect, about the what we do. What I didn't discuss, minerals and crystals are the same. Okay, they have the same name. They're minerals because that's what they are. What I didn't tell you is each of you chose a crystal that was good for you, right? You chose a crystal that was good for you. It spoke to you because everybody, Okay, everybody is attracted to crystals that are good for them. So I, for example, have like over 100 different crystals. When people come to me, I show them my crystals. They choose whatever crystals they want. And through their choice of crystals, I am able to understand what is going on for them, both physically and emotionally and spiritually and in many, many different ways. We can understand through the crystals. For example, if God forbid somebody has gone through sexual abuse, someone has a problematic relationship with one of their parents, somebody is suffering from trauma, somebody is going through loss, somebody lacks energy, all different things that we get to understand about somebody. And the point isn't for us to understand, the point is for us to be able to treat somebody. And when you're doing the course, obviously we're going to go through and everybody's going to learn about what the crystals mean, what they're telling us, and how people choose crystals, etc., etc. And then we learn to treat them. We learn what crystals can go in the water, what can't, how you use crystals, etc., etc. Okay, that's briefly it. I'm happy to take questions now. Okay, but before I take questions, I will tell you the course is starting on the 14th of January. There is an early bird offer that is open now. It's open until the 2nd of January, and it's a good saving for you, okay? So in Israel, the price is $17.90, okay, for the course, and in America, it's $19.10 instead of $23.95. You can see the numbers. I don't have to go over them. I don't have to push it, you know, whatever you could see. You're welcome to ask me questions afterwards, okay? And now I'm happy to answer questions. You can ask me questions about the course if you'd like to ask me questions, and you can ask me other questions. I saw Rivka asked a question about a stone to bring down the bilirubin level of babies, okay? When we want to hold a Brit on time and the baby has jaundice, so you take the jade, okay? And jade helps to bring down the bilirubin levels. One thing I will tell you about jade is it's not so easy to work out which is a jade. And I personally was very excited one time. I was traveling and I was in Hong Kong, and I said, great, I'm going to buy lots of jade because it was very hard to get hold of in Israel at the time. I went to buy it in the market and I said, is this jade? And, you know, they're very into, the Chinese are all very, very into jade. Yes, yes, yes. And I brought it home and it wasn't jade, it was green aventurine. So you need to know if you're buying jade that you're getting it from somewhere reputable. I didn't repeat that mistake. It's okay. We're allowed to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. We can make them once. You know, it's okay. We all make mistakes. Okay. Any other questions, ladies?
I have a
Eunice.
question. Yeah,
Okay.
a couple questions.
I've got
One
two
is about-
Eunices there here, okay?
Hello, hi.
Judith
Hello,
Shamroth and then Judith Blumberger. Okay,
Hi,
yeah.
Judith Blumberger. So how many sessions is the course?
The course is 5 sessions, okay? Each session is 2 hours long on the Zoom, and we have a little break in between. And the sessions are also recorded, so you could re-listen to it, or if somebody misses, they can catch up. Now what I've done is, with time, I've added different modules. So you could start and say, I'm just interested, it's just curiosity, love to hear about it, I'm going to do the first module. And you do module 1 and you say, oh my gosh, I love this so much, I want to continue, and decide to do module 2, module 3, whatever it is. Or, you know, I want to go all the way. I want to know as much as I can about the crystals, and I'm going to do the whole lot, and then you're eligible. You take the package deal because it's that much cheaper, obviously. Okay, but it's 5 sessions or 10 sessions or 15 sessions. Okay, and anywhere along the way, you can opt to do more or whatever it may be.
So how do you become certified in doing something like this? Like what you do, you said you have a clinic and you see patients. I've interviewed you before, so I know a little bit about what you do. But if somebody like me, I give acupuncture, I'm a nurse. I'd like to, you know, add this to my ability to help other people. And I have a patient right now she can't take any herbs and she can't take any acupuncture. Her skin is falling off from a medication she's taking, and this would be a perfect solution for her to have something she didn't have to actually, you know, ingest or whatever. Like how could I become proficient and tell people I'm an expert at this?
Okay,
I wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't do that now.
After the 3 modules, I give a certificate, okay? There's a certificate that somebody did, but you could start, people use crystals. It's becoming more and more common to use crystals today, okay?
But if you wanted to do a session that you wanted to charge for it or something like that, that's something you have to show that you have a knowledge base and you have.
Okay, you've got it. You'll have it too. Okay, it's not a university degree, but it's a certification. I give certification to people. Okay,
That's
and
after three. That's after 3 courses. You're saying
after 3.
courses.
And I did say to somebody said to me, but I want to be able to use it. I don't have a problem writing for somebody saying so-and-so has taken a course of a 10-hour course in the use of crystals. Okay, if somebody after the first lot wants to say, I want something, so no problem. We try to accommodate, work it out, but I can't, I don't feel that it's reasonable to give somebody a certification just after doing five sessions. Okay. Yes, you get notes after the course. I send out notes. Okay. And I send out the explanations of the stones. I always recommend that everybody takes their own notes, but you do also get notes after that.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Judith Blumberger and then Georgina.
I want to put in a plug. I just think, it says a lot for Gila that I see here. So many of the people, we took all the modules and I use the stones for healing, and I enjoy it so much. And yet we all still want to come back on. We can't get enough. We've even, there's so much depth to the stones. It's so you could hear it over and over again and still have so much enjoyment and learn so much, there's just a lot to it. And it's so, I definitely recommend.
Thank you very much. Georgina.
Hi, Gila. Okay, I'm a therapist and I do massage, reflexology, facial reflexology and aromatherapist. I'm quite and I teach and I've taught and I teach beauty, and so I've been doing reflexology and I quite like that. And I've just now finished a facial one and some lymphatic drainage. Sorry to go on a bit, but I have insurance. Would this be insurable or not? I only work within the community, but I have worked outside the community. I'm saying obviously because I live in London and I have worked outside the community. I just wondered whether this would be insurable. Have you got accreditation from a particular body?
No. I don't have insurance. I've never had an issue, and thank God, Baruch Hashem. Okay. But the answer to that,
I do have clients who I could see would definitely benefit from this. But I also went through the path that I didn't know whether it was kosher or not, and so I just, in London it was different. When people talk about crystals, it's I just kept right away. But I asked Rabbi Tatz, and it's fine. So
great.
So I'm here to learn it. Okay, right. I've got to sort out the money. Is it the Okay, we can talk about that another time.
Okay. We can talk offline. Offline. We'll be in touch. Okay.
That'll be good. Okay, thank you for that.
Pleasure, Lily.
I also wanted to give my testimonial and encourage people, if you're at all interested, I guarantee you will love this. It is so incredible. Gila has a very user-friendly manner, and we practice together. And from the first session, you can already do stuff. And I will share that I've trained in several different coaching modalities. Everything that I do as a professional, as a coach, is enhanced by the crystals. So I thank Gila, and I thank my fellow students, and I thank all of you for coming, because I'm so excited that Gila is expanding her reach of helping people learn more about crystals, and you will spread that too as well.
Thank you, Lily. Thank you. I did not set this up, ladies, at all. Okay. So much I didn't. And I thought my students aren't going to come on because I said it's the basics of crystals and they know so much already. So I was surprised, but I'm always love to see my students and everybody else, obviously. I was going to say something, but it escaped me. It'll come back. Okay. The other thing, this is what I wanted to say. I actually feel a sense of shlichut. that I am a messenger, that because I have studied the crystals, I love the crystals so much. I feel that it's something to share, because this is one of the wonders and one of the beautiful things that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that God has given us. And it's something that a lot of people are not aware of. So it's like incumbent upon us, all of us who know about crystals and are aware of this, to really share it and bring it to the world, so that we could be using one of these beautiful things, another one of the beautiful things that Hashem has given to us. Okay?
But we're being
I
scared
have
to
one more question.
so
This is hello, hi.
Yeah, Judy.
I just want to ask you, what was the light blue stone's name?
The light is blue lace agate.
Blue
Lace agate.
agate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Terrific.
Quick
Okay.
question.
Yes, Gloria.
You gave 4 stones for energy and iron and so forth. Bloodstone, picture jasper, yellow jasper, and I didn't get the 4th one.
Red jasper, yellow jasper, picture jasper, and bloodstone.
Okay, red jasper was one I didn't have. Did you say to use mineral water or not to use mineral water?
Yes.
Mineral water, like, I don't know.
Bottled water, spring water. I think.
In other words, not distilled water.
Not distilled water, not tap water. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure.
So sorry, what it was, red jasper and yellow jasper and what else?
Picture jasper and bloodstone.
Bloodstone.
Mm-hmm.
What was the third one? Sorry.
Picture red. Picture like a tuna, a picture, red,
Oh,
yellow.
picture.
Yeah. Jasper.
Okay, picture. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
thank you.
Pleasure. Any other questions, ladies?
Yes, I had one. Is there gemstones that are also corresponding to the spheros? The spheros that are like the Jewish chakras?
I understand. There are people that say that there are. I don't know about it. I work with the energy, with the chakras, and we learn about that in the course as well. But it's not something that I can really speak to. We refer to, when we're studying, we talk about different parts, particularly the Keter, okay? But I don't draw the parallel between that. Something that Dobra would love me to do.
There is actually that each of the spheres have a color. So I would think that those color families of gemstones would relate to the spheros.
They might. As I said, it's not an area that I can speak to. So I don't want to, say what I don't know. Okay. Sarah. One second, Sarah, and then I'll come back to you, Virginia.
I'm an expressive therapist, and it's integrated. So I use music, art, and all sorts of different modalities. And I do have a large collection of crystals. What I want to know is it okay? We're talking about intuition before. Is it okay to be using them and let the children, I work mainly with children, to be letting them choose the crystals that feel good for them? Or do I need to have all that knowledge, exactly what I'm doing with the crystals, before I start using them?
Okay, beautiful question. So first of all, let them choose. They know what they need. Everybody knows what they need. Because of the energies. Okay, because of the energy of the crystals and because of our energy, they talk to each other. So everybody will choose a crystal that's good for them. So that's fine. Okay, that's first of all, that's fine. In 99% of the cases, it's fine. What you don't have is you don't know what it means. Okay, you don't know if you won't understand that it's saying to you, oh my gosh, this child chose, for example, a bullseye, okay, which is a red tiger's eye. This kid needs more grounding. They need help to put their feet on the ground and to concentrate more. Okay, so it will be good for the child, but you won't necessarily have the understanding of what it means. But crystals are always wonderful. Okay, so I'm glad to hear that you've got a nice collection there. They can only enhance what you do.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Pleasure. Georgina, you wanted to say something or ask something?
I did, but I've forgotten. Just I spilled a whole lot
I
of
think
water. Yeah, what was it? No, it's gone. Carry on. Sorry, it'll come back.
can I just
Thank
add
you very
to what
much.
you're saying
No,
is that
that's what I learned the chakras. Sorry. I'd learnt the chakra. Have learnt the chakras, but from a Gorisha point of view, because I had to teach it, and I just learnt it. So I'd just be very interested to see what I've learnt from a Gorisha point of view as to from a Yiddish point of view. Does that make sense?
Yes,
that
yes,
make
yes,
sense?
of course it does. You'll enjoy.
That's why I was always been really kept so much away from it, but it was kind of very much like that until recently. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Yes, that's okay. Yudis?
sorry. I just wanted to add to what you were saying with, her working with the crystals with the children. Gila will tell you a way to cleanse the crystals so that the energy, because a lot of times the crystals hold energy. And if you have a lot of kids touching them, you want to cleanse in between so that they are not holding, they need cleansing in between, especially if you have a lot of kids touching
Crystals
them a lot.
take our energy. Thank you, Yudis. Thank you. The crystals absorb our energy, and the crystals give off energy. They give energy, and they need to be charged. So therefore, we need to purify or to charge the crystals. Okay. So that's a very, very important element. Okay. Okay, ladies, any other questions? Feel free to email, WhatsApp me, or whatever it is to be in touch if you have any further questions. Okay, it's been lovely being with you this evening. Okay, I hope to see you on anyone who wants to join the course. I'd love to see you there, but on my panels, on my webinars, always welcome. Wander through my website. I also have a calendar that I've made, which corresponds to the 12 Avnei HaHoshen, to the 12 months, to the Jewish year, the secular year. It's like a permanent. Dobra's holding up the calendar. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so it's also available online. Anyway, take a look. Wander around the website. Really. Okay. I won't even see that you're there. All the best. Have a wonderful week, everybody. See you. Bye bye.
Thank you
so much.
Bye. My pleasure.